Hey guys, and welcome to Fireborn Radio, the UK-based Destiny podcast about anything and everything relating to the Destiny universe and gaming. You join us in episode 32, in a week where we show our loved ones some little bit of extra love, and the guns in Crucible got some love from Bungie as well. So, more on that later. Let's see who's joining us this week. Well, it's quite a bit of a sparse fire team this week. I know I was joking about Raph not coming on this week, but I didn't mean to offend Finn. He's not here as well. So I'm joined by Alex. So hey, Al, welcome back again. We're two-manning it, yeah. Welcome back again. And what have you been playing?
Hi, Jay, and hi, listeners. It does certainly seem sparse, doesn't it? I've been mostly playing Destiny again. Haven't really been playing much else. So mostly just Destiny, actually. I think if I've played anything else noteworthy, just Destiny. Fair
enough. What kind of stuff have you been doing in Destiny this week?
Mostly PvP, if you can believe. I did some PvP. And we didn't do trials. I think we just jumped into a few games. I haven't really played that much games this week again. But I jumped into some games with Crucible. Played some Clash games. Mostly been just reading up on what's going to happen with the Switch, because there seems to be a few updates. They need to say a lot more. Well, obviously we'll talk about it in a bit. But just been playing Destiny, really, to answer your original question.
Fair enough. So I've been playing a bit of a mix this week. I did play some Destiny. I got myself, Dicko, and Ginger Matt, the infamous Ginger Matt, who does all our awesome work for our graphics. So a big shout out to him. But yeah, he also really helped us. Myself and Dicko did what was it? Was it the Scion Flayers? I think it was Scion Flayers 3 times to try and get Icebreaker. Still nothing. So did that. Still playing a bit of Overwatch, really enjoying playing Overwatch still. It's still kind of fresh, although I'm pretty sure Destiny will make it take a back seat again. And then I played a bit of Dark Souls 2 with Dicko over the weekend. I've had quite a lot of work to do, and Mark came round to my house and he helped me with a boss that I was struggling on for ages. More of a puzzle boss than a boss that you can just fight. It was more of like a boss where you had to kind of do things in certain orders, and it just annoyed me, and I kept getting kind of hitting against the wall, so figuratively. So Mark helped me with that, and then I actually created a new character to help Dicko, so me and him at the same point. And it's I went for a sorcerer build, and it's so hard at the start because you've only got 30 shots with your soul arrow, and it can take two to three to kill a person. And then you can't regen them. The only way by regenning them is by going to sit at a bonfire, and then you've got no shield, and you've got a small little dagger. So it was really tough. I believe it gets overpowered later on in the game with hexes, etc. But really enjoying it. And then last night I started. What did I start? I started Minish Cap on Game Boy Advance.
Oh yeah, I like that game. You never finished it?
No, I never played it. I got it free with the Ambassador program from 3DS.
Oh yeah.
And I've never actually played it. And I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, specifically Kane and Rince, who have done a fantastic job of listing all the kind of and going through all the Zeldas. And it's a fantastic job, especially if you're a Zelda fan. Yeah. And so I've decided to have a crack at that, and I just did the first dungeon last night. And it was really good, actually. I quite like the 2D Zeldas. So I've been playing that. So okay. Well, let's move on to some news, because I've got about 3. I say I've got 2 tidbits and 1 Destiny related news. So I'm going to let you go first, so we don't kind of cross wires.
Yeah, well, one of the first bits of news that I saw today was about a guy that's been trying to preserve Nintendo SNES games, and so he's been doing he's been borrowing them from, I don't know, somewhere else in America. And then he's dumping the ROM files on his computer and sending them back. So I don't know if that's for legal purposes or he's just. I mean, apparently he's quite a well-respected person in the Reddit community. I mean, I don't really know him, but apparently he is. But he's probably just wants to play them like that. Anyway, so he borrowed these games. He borrows them 100 at a time, and they get sent by some American mail order system, and they got lost in the post. And it was like 7 to 10 grand's worth of games, like rare cards. So he put on this campaign to try and find them on Reddit, and he couldn't find them. So he conceded defeat that he'll probably never find them. But now he's on a mission to pay back the guy who he borrowed them off. So I think he's starting some kind of crowdfunding campaign, people to donate. But I mean, surely there's like things are insured when you send things over, because whenever I like sell something on eBay, and then they always ask like what's the worth of it, of what you're sending, and then like there's always insurance, I'm sure, on these kind of things. I don't know.
Usually there is, yeah. Usually they ask kind of value, and then unless I don't know, unless maybe the fact that he chose a different type of packaging that kind of got rid of the insurance, because you do pay a little bit more. Usually when you go to
I would insure if I'm sending over like 10 grand's worth of anything, I will insure it for even however much it costs. I would pay £100 to insure 10 grand.
Yeah,
just in case.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? You'd think so, but gutted for him. Like that's just horrendous. Poor guy. So hopefully, everything he finds it. Yeah, hopefully he finds it, and if not, it's insurance. Hindsight, I guess. Okay, my first little bit of my little tidbit of news is that Nintendo have announced that Splatoon 2, so they say a demo, but it's essentially the beta, isn't it? It's going to be available on the Nintendo Switch in the late March. So from the March 24th to 26th, you'll be able to have a go at Splatoon 2. However, they're doing it in slots. They're doing it in hour slots, so I'm not actually sure how you're going to get in. So the dates are March the 24th from 8 p.m. to 8:59 p.m. Pacific time, which is 4 to 4:59 a.m. GMT time. Then you've also got another attempt at 12 to 12:59 p.m. In Pacific time, and 8 to 8:59 p.m. GMT. So that's kind of the more time you would probably get a try. 8 till 9. On the Saturday, it's 4 to 4:59 Pacific time, which is 12 to 12:59 GMT, 8 to 8:59 PT, 4 to 4:59 GMT, and 12 to 12:59 PT, 8 to 8:59 GMT. And then Sunday, it's just the one slot at 4 in the morning to 5 PT, and then 12 to 1 GMT. So, how does that work then? I mean,
well, what they're trying to do, they want to stress test the servers, because if they release the demo, people will be playing at different times. They want everyone playing at the exact same time, kind of like with
so everyone can get onto it. So everyone can get onto it. Then,
everyone can get onto it at the same time, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the idea of it, which makes sense because it's an online game, so they want everyone to be playing the same. They want like the worst possible scenario, because it's not going to be the case that everyone is on at the exact same time when the game's out, unless they have like events like like Iron Banner and Destiny. So that completely makes sense from the point of view. From that point of view, obviously you want to, if you're not available on any of those times, then well, that sucks. But I understand why they've done that. It makes complete sense to me.
And will you be trying it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll be trying it.
Cool.
I mean, I already know what it's like. I suppose it's just more for the new kind of game modes and the new control system. Because the control system looks quite good, and it's kind of like dual wielding. I think anyway, you can dual wield with the two different controllers, which is pretty cool.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Okay, so what's your next bit of news?
Well, my next bit of news was, I mean, we're going to be quite Switch heavy because there's kind of trickles of info about the Switch coming out. And another detail is a bit more about the matchmaking and the app and the online services. And a lot of it has been, there's been a leak. And one of the main thing really that I can see is matchmaking. And so there's been a lot of speculation about what this app is going to do for matchmaking, for friends. Apparently, you can request to play with someone from in-game, from the Switch. You don't have to go to the app, which would be silly anyway. So you can request it from the app, but it's still unsure as to what the app actually is for. Then how does it work if you've got your headset plugged into the app? What happens to sound from the game? It's still a bit confusing as to what actually is the case with the matchmaking and the chat. So the most important things really are the online services, how it actually works. I mean, the release date is about 2 weeks ahead, well, 17 days really to be exact, and we still don't know like if there's virtual console. We still don't know anything about really the online services apart from the very basics of what they've told us, and obviously this leak. So just waiting to see exactly what is happening.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, then I kind of feel like without Rafi and without Finn, we're gonna go Switch mad. So there's obviously one thing going around as well, which we didn't actually speak about, is that Nintendo have announced the price point for the online service. So they announced the president Tatsumi Kimishima revealed that it's somewhere between 2,000 to 3,000 yen per year, which would set consumers back in the UK. It would set them back about £14 to £20 a year,
pretty good.
which is very good. And then when you go online and you actually look on the Nintendo.com website, it says, the service subscribers, you get online gameplay, online lobby and voice chat app, monthly game download, exclusive deals, access to the eShop, although you get that for non-subscribers, register and manage friends, share screenshots to social media, access to Nintendo. But you also get the free trial as well. I know, obviously, PlayStation had the PS Plus that wasn't kind of mandatory in PlayStation 3, sorry. And you got the service, so that was kind of their trial. But no one else would launch a kind of service without a trial. Again, that's probably Finn. If Finn was here, he'd be saying, "Oh, look, Nintendo fanboy, putting a positive spin on it." Well, yeah, because you're not here, I am doing it. Yes. Something else that got announced today, actually, was that the Legend of Zelda: The Breath of the Wild, it's going to have a season pass. So it's the first time that Nintendo have actually added extra content in for a Zelda game specifically, but for any games really, apart from playable characters. But this is actually
like Mario Kart with stages and things.
That's it, yeah. So it's going to cost $17.99, and it'll grant access to 2 additional content packs. The first arriving this summer, and the second due to launch this winter. So content pack number 1 add a Cave of Trials challenge, plus a new hard mode, and then a new feature for the in-game map that they're quite being dubious about. And then number 2 adds what sounds like to be more stuff, new challenges, new dungeon, new story. So that's kind of like the meat of it, I'd say. It feels like something like Dark Souls 3 have done. Like the first DLC, Ashes of Ariandel, seems like a taster, and the main one's coming. So for this, I feel like that's going to be the same with that as well. But is this a new way of Nintendo making more money? Yes, of course. But is it also going to be something they're going to continue? So what do you think, Al? Because you're obviously a big Zelda fan as well.
Yeah, and I mean more Zelda is always a good thing. It's just obviously when was this content already in the game and they pushed it back. Now I am likely to think that Nintendo wouldn't do that because their past DLC has been frankly great, and Mario Kart's DLC has been a standout really.
The kind
Smash
of
Brothers DLC.
It's good. I think realistically, Nintendo have a really good track history.
I mean, if you think about it, for like
quality and value for the amount is really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually,
for Zelda, if they follow like the Witcher path and it's actually some 2 great expansions, then great. That's really good. I mean, I'm not sure what it can be, because for usually Zelda games, when you finish the game, that's it, it's finished. And the world is kind of saved and whatnot. So I don't know what can happen afterwards. Because in most Zelda games, Link then leaves the land and he goes somewhere and he's going off, into the sunset, in inverted commas. But so I'm not sure what exactly an extra story like would be. Would the game not be finished? Like when you finish it, like would the story not be finished?
It could be like a side quest or something.
Could be like a side quest, like The Witcher is completely separate to the story, the DLC. I mean, always more Zelda's a good thing. From a commercial point of view, it makes sense because pretty much everyone who buys the new Legend of Zelda is going to buy the DLC. I'm 90% sure that it's going to be a 90% attach rate, something like that, because historically those kind of players who buy Nintendo consoles, they always turn up for the Nintendo games like Zelda. So I'm presuming that the people who turn up for the Nintendo games like Zelda are going to turn up for the for the DLC, because more of the same. So I think that there will be a huge attach rate, for want of a better phrase, for DLC. So I think that for every however much it's going to be, say average £50 for the game, then another £17. They're getting £70 for the game, pretty much from everyone, I reckon. So obviously it's a hugely smart move by Nintendo, but time will tell how substantial the DLC will be. But it's great news, and more Zelda is always a good thing.
Never going to say no. Never
But they
going to
said
say
so.
no.
The first one's released in summer, and the next one's released at the end of the year.
Winter. It's winter.
Winter.
Yeah, winter 2017.
So because when I got The Witcher, and I'm using this as a basis for my experience with Zelda, because I've heard that Zelda's huge, and The Witcher's also huge. Now, The Witcher took me about 2 years to finish. That's probably because I wasn't always playing it consistently. So I'm not sure if I would have finished it by the end of the year. Maybe I wouldn't have. I don't know.
You never know, do you? You never know. And all I know is that I can't wait for the Switch. It's not too far away now. It's 2.5 weeks away. I can't wait. Can't wait for me a Switch. I'm sitting. I bet all our listeners are absolutely sick to death of us talking about it. But have you got any other news, Al? Or
no, that was it.
Okay, well, my last bit of news links into Destiny, so we'll kind of use that as a link, segue, nice little segue.
So,
yeah, it was on Kotaku. Basically, they reported that the Twitch streamer Lucent_Beam basically did something called the Tower Challenge, a game where she picks a low-level Destiny player to help out. And after some research, the plan unfolds with a message. I mean, the reality is that a lot of people won't respond to a random message. So, she said she messaged someone saying, "Would you like to do the Nightfall?" And he said, "I'm not good." And she said, "No problems. Let's just try." And she ended up playing with an older man who ended up being an incredible story for Destiny, and he's a grandfather, and they played for 2 hours, and he said the game kind of saved his life essentially. Said his wife passed away in Christmas 2014, and majority of his family's already passed away. His son passed away 9 months ago, but this game kept his mind going. So he's retired, and you playing the game kept him going, kept him feeling pretty sharp. He'd put in about 600 hours into the game, had 3 characters, but had never done a Nightfall or raid. So he'd pretty much played solo, and he'd only recently got a mic. So it's just an incredible story. Yeah. And she played with him for 2 hours straight doing Nightfalls, and then she basically shared the adventures on kind of on her social media, to the point where Bungie itself kind of was so touched about it and started raising money to send that grandfather to GuardianCon 2017, a Destiny convention. So it's just things like that. I really like stories like that, and it is amazing. And I just absolutely love how amazing this community can be, let me reiterate. Majority of it is, and it can be so incredible. And that was just a nice little way to start, I thought. So because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some salt coming soon, so I thought we'd start off on a good
note about Destiny.
Exactly, and a good note about Destiny. So let's go on to the rest of it. So hotfix 2.5.0.2, the one about sandbox tuning, that has dropped. Now, as I'm speaking, I have not played it. I got come straight onto the microphone to record, and it's currently downloading the patch at the moment. So Al, you have played a little bit, and you've also read the patch notes. So firstly, do you want to let us know, not me, you can tell it to me anytime, let us know
how it feels.
Yeah, how it feels. How does it feel to you initially?
Well, so I instantly went in with a Saurus regime, and I was contacting Destiny service, so I wasn't having a great time because of lag. So I don't know if that's the case, but it seems to me, I don't know, I'm not having a good time with my Saurus. I'm not really doing that well. I mean, I don't know if I'm just not playing well, because I don't think I'm actually playing well. Although I've just jumped to the top of this game actually, but I I don't know if auto rifles are back. I'll have to do some more extensive testing. I've only tested the low rate of fire Saurus regime kind of archetype, which I think is that low rate of fire one. It's the lowest one. I've not tried the hand cannon. In fact, I'll try out the hand cannon now. But the one that I would try out is the palindrome. And I mean, usually that was quite reliable for me, the palindrome. And yeah, it seems to be more reliable with the headshots. I tried shotgunning, and I'm finding the ammo situation seems to be. I rarely am using my special weapon anymore, purely because I'm not doing very well and keep dying. So I've not really got, but I'm not getting killed by special at all. Really, it's been rare that I've been killed by special, which is great, really. So there's not a problem with special ammo because I seem to be within the range of like 10 seconds. It's like special ammo, or there's just been popped, something like that. So getting special ammo is not a problem. There always seems to be avenues to get it. It's not like you're running around for like 10 minutes without special ammo. Getting special ammo is not a problem. It's that when you die and you come without special ammo and you think you need that special ammo to win a firefight, and you just don't have it until it's too late. So it does. I don't know if it makes it better at the moment, purely because special ammo has actually taken special weapons out of the game unless you're using a sidearm, which I haven't tried out yet. Which I'm sure actually is the way to go. To be honest, sidearms are going to be the way to go. I think with this, they're going to be the new Matador. In fact, I'm going to get out the trespasser now because that is ridiculous. So I think from what and there was a moment when I did have shotgun ammo, and I tend to be one of those guys that I don't use blink, but I suppose it could be the equivalent of blink shotgunning. I use the focus burst on my warlock voidwalker, and I just kind of sometimes if I've got my shotgun out, I'll just jump, and then I'll tap my jump button again. I'll just fly towards them and shotgun them. I tried that. I will swear that I got him head on, but obviously that in-air accuracy was kicking in, and he got me. So I'm guessing that the shotgun nerf is in effect because I didn't win that battle. Other than that, not really tested that much else really. I've not tested the other archetypes of auto rifles. I'm thinking that the Monte Carlo one will be quite good, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely will do. It's good to hear kind of your general overviews. I mean, what we will do next week is we will obviously have Finn back and we'll discuss how I will have a full kind of breakdown. Yeah. But as of yet, not really had a chance. So just going quickly, blasting through the
actual notes,
patch notes. Yeah, majority of it's pretty much what we discussed. I mean, the majority of it is what we kind of said last week. The ones I really want to talk about is a couple of, well, firstly, 2 exotics. Guns have been sorted, I'd say, or not sorted, dealt with. So the Young Wolf's Howl reduced Howling Flames ammo cost from 10 to 5. I'd never used that sword. It looks awesome. I loved it, but I don't use it. Truth reduced magazine size from 3 to 1. That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really understand why they did that. I mean, yeah, I know it tracks really well, and that's about it really. Track's got grenade and horseshoes. So I don't know why they've taken away the three magazine, 3 bullet magazine, 3 rocket magazine. I don't know why they've done that. It wasn't a problem before. I would never felt that that extra rocket would have killed me in Truth. I never felt that it was a problem. So I'm not really sure why they've changed it.
Okay.
It just
no
one's going to use it anymore.
No one's going to use it. It's going to be Galahorn, isn't it? And then they're going to be back to the same old problem of Galahorn being the only, rocket launcher to use, and it is going to happen. I can definitely see it. So, I don't know. It's an odd one, that, isn't it? It really is. I'm really surprised by that. That's the one that shocked me the most. But I digress. So. Next is classes. So reduced health of guardians with armor values above 10.
What is it? Is that if you've got full armor? Is armor value above 10? Is that full armor?
No idea. Where's Finn when you bloody need him? For God's sake, Finn. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. We'll have to hopefully get some clarification on that. But increased damage of flux grenades, magnetic grenade, and shoulder charge to ensure effectiveness across all armor values.
Mm-hmm.
So shoulder charge for the win. And this is the change to blink that they were talking about. So blink now disables your radar and HUD for a short time after activation. So I never noticed that, but that's obviously that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing. I don't know many people that use blink anymore. To be fair, do you?
I never use blink, not even on Voidwalker.
No.
But I think they did mention that actually. I think they mentioned that in the stream. I'm 99% sure that I've not. They
definitely mentioned something about blink, but they didn't tell us what it was. But this obviously clarifies it now. So fair enough. So the hunter, we've already talked about that. Really, the throwing knife now deals solar damage. Hungering blade immediately starts health regen. Restores more health per kill, gives a flat amount of health/shield per activation, and does not immediately start regenning shields. Blade Dancer's quick draw perk no longer readies your weapon instantly, but now grants a large increase to weapon handling speed. So that's a bit of an odd one. Warlocks, so Viper, Totemic on Ophidian Aspect, no longer readies your weapon instantly, but now grants a large increase. Again, it looks like they're kind of nerfing quick draw, essentially. Yeah.
Which kind of makes that exotic a bit less exotic. I mean, I don't know how. I already thought that it had a large increase to weapon handling speed. Is that's reload? That's equip speed as well, isn't it? And that's ADSing. Yeah, maybe that could be cool. I don't know. I'd have to try it out. I might try it out now. Actually, I'll tell you in this next game as soon as I come in. I'll give it a go. See how it's like.
Stormcaller's Thunderstrike melee range reduced to be consistent with other Warlock subclasses. However, Amplitude will continue to grant small range boost to new base range. So Amplitude is still the way to go. So Landfall now reduces the total time in Storm Trance. Again, doesn't mention anything about the Impossible Machines, but I mean...
just going back to the Ophidian Aspect, I've just checked. It's still... I mean, unless they haven't updated the actual... text, it still says improved energy drain and weapons ready and reload very quickly. It doesn't say anything about
I think it was just immediately though. I think it was, whereas now it does seem to have not a cooldown, but it doesn't seem to be doing it immediately. That's what I think they're saying.
They're saying that now it says no longer readies your weapon instantly, but now grants a large increase to weapon handling speed, which is ADS, reload, and equip speed, I guess. Which I suppose is the same as quick draw, isn't
it? Pretty much, yeah. So, and the fact that they've actually touched it on the Blade Dancer as well makes me kind of more
I suppose,
aware of it. Titan Juggernaut is now disabled after being in the air for a short time and cannot be activated while in midair. So, floating Titans with shields no longer anymore. So the next couple are new ones, I believe. Outbreak Prime no longer triggers the corruption spreads by shooting at Ward of Dawn. Shinobu's Vow no longer adds an additional Seeker to skip grenades.
Yay.
Removed intrinsic perks, knee pads, and Icarus and some talent grids. So they just removed it. Fixed an issue where high caliber rounds were not functioning properly in hand cannons, scout rifles, machine guns, and sniper rifles. Hungering Blade changes were also inadvertently applied to the following perks: Transfusion, Striker Titan, Cauterize Sunbreaker Titan, Lifesteal Void Walker Warlock, Red Death perk, Soros Legacy perk, No Backup Plans, Ward of Dawn, Cast, The Ram, Apotheosis Fail, and Embrace the Void from Void Walker Warlocks. Now, what the hell is that? So, it does have a little... It says, Hungering Blade changes were also inadvertently applied to the following perks. So, Transfusion, Cauterize, Lifesteal, Red Death, Soros Legacy, all of that stuff now has been affected by the Hungering Blade.
What is Hungering Blade?
Hungering Blade is the Blade Dancer perk.
Oh yes,
whereby when you kill someone, you get your health back now, not shields. Now this seems to have also affected other things. So here is a quote from Sandbox designer Josh Hamrick, if you don't mind me just reading it out quickly.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of days, as we continue to test the patch, it came to our attention that the changes we made to Hungering Blade were unintentionally shared amongst a number of additional elements. While we considered delaying the hotfix to remove the shared change, we ultimately decided to live with the patch we'd made and tested. We believe that the hotfix is an important step forward to maintaining the health of the game, and that getting it out to you ASAP is in everyone's best interest. And besides, no one wants to show up empty-handed on Valentine's Day. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll be diligently watching and listening to what you have to say about these changes. While we'll be unsurprised if additional tweaks need to be made, we are honestly super interested to see how these changes, intended or not, play out. We'll be relying on you to give us feedback as you grow accustomed to the feel of the game over the next couple of weeks. We will also be with you in game, playing along, making your own notes. Apparently, I have to redeem myself from my stream performance anyway. Now, if you excuse me, I'll have a first date with a potential scory fix. So,
a scory.
I mean, what do you think of that? It's.
I mean,
I did say last week that it seems that Bungie, when they try and fix something or edit something, they
always
fuck everything else. So they've not fuck everything else up, but they've seemed to have affected a lot up. They've seemed to have a lot, a lot. I mean, the list is massive. You've got Hungering Blade on Arc Hunters, Transfusion and Striker Titans, Cauterizers and Sunbreaker Titans, Lifesteal and Void Walkers, Brace the Void and Void Walkers. Then it affects Red Death, Soros, Regime, Ward of Dawn, no backup plans, the Ram, Apotheosis Veil. It basically means you don't get your shield back now. You only get your health.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't know how. Do you reckon it's going to be a massive problem, or do you reckon it will be fine?
For Voidwalkers, that's the main part of my game is getting my health back upon, especially in PvE where kills are so easy with scatter grenades on like Thrall and things, and like often it is a lifesaver. So I haven't actually noticed it, to be honest, because I always just assumed it was working how it was working. But yeah, I mean, it's bad that they've changed that. I mean, I don't know if so. They're saying it's a glitch. They're saying that it wasn't supposed to. They're going to fix it.
Basically, inadvertently, by touching Hungering Blade, it has now affected those other aspects that I mentioned before.
Well, there's always going to be there's always going to be things that happen like that, and it's unfortunate. I mean, it's a bummer, but they've done it now, so there's not much they can do. They've done it now.
I mean, would you have been upset? I mean, obviously, we don't know the kind of how much it's really fucked things up, or if it has at all. We could be saying it's fine. It actually could be absolutely fine, but we don't know until we start playing it and testing it out. Now, would you have preferred, if it is a massive fuck up, would you have preferred them to delayed it and sort it out, or would you
I just killed a guy with a Nova bomb, and I had about maybe a quarter health left, and I didn't see my health recharge. I don't know, unless sometimes when you are being shot at, sometimes it negates it, but I don't really know. I didn't really understand how it works at the start anyway, because it's not like, in Halo when your health recharges, you see the health go up and then you see the shield go up after that. Is your health is just the first quarter and then the rest of it is your shield?
It must be, yeah.
Because because
I'm pretty sure now, isn't it like a darker bar, and then the white bar is, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, so I just threw a scatter grenade at my feet basically just to get some health down, and I think what it is, when you do the nightfall, and it's got that modifier where shields don't recharge, but they take more damage. When you go down to really low health, it does go up to quarter health, doesn't it? Goes out of the red, and
goes to about a third. Yeah,
goes to about a third. I think that's your health, and the rest of it is your shield, which is quite funny after 3 years of playing to only figure out that that's how it works. But there you go.
Well, again, like I say, we are prepared. Yes,
we are prepared. But yeah, so if that's the case, then yeah, I think that's pretty bad. I'm not happy because lifesteal on my Voidwalker Warlock is pretty much what makes that class so good. Although I did just killed another guy with a Nova bomb, and I checked, I had a look, and what it does, it doesn't start recharging your health. It gives you a chunk back, like what I originally thought with the touch of malice. You know, when it gives you a chunk back or takes a chunk away, that's what it's doing. So I had like half health. I killed him with a Nova bomb. It gave me a little chunk, not full health, but it gave me a little chunk. So yeah.
Okay. I mean, we will. That's kind of as far as we can go, really, in terms of the patch, because, like I said, Alex is playing it now,
So I'm
and
finding
also
things.
That's it, and I'm trying to. I'm going to download it and then play it tonight straight away. So and we'll have Raph and Finn back hopefully next week, so we'll be able to talk about it in a lot more detail. So let us know. The main thing is really is let us know what you think. Obviously, you're going to have, when you guys are listening to this, it's already out. It's probably outdated information. So we want you to let us know what you think of it, and we will discuss it next week. So yeah, everyone, please get in touch with us on our Twitter or Facebook. So Twitter's at Fireborn Radio and Facebook is facebook.com/Fireborn Radio. And let us know what you think, and we'll discuss it. And we want to know what you would change, what needs changing still, and hopefully it'll be a good conversation. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, and I know I said last week that we were going to definitely do the top and bottom 3 raid bosses, but as we're quite short on numbers here, it's going to be a pretty boring list, and it's not going to have any.
Do it eventually.
We are going to do it though. I promise you, we will do it, because it's something that we got inspired by on Reddit, and I really want to do, because you don't understand how much I want to complain about Crota. So we are going to do it. Don't you worry, guys. But one thing we forgot to mention was that, as per my little tidbit last week, Activision's quarterly call did go ahead, and they confirmed that Destiny 2 is going ahead in 2017. So, how awesome is that? What Activision actually said in a slideshow in their earnings call was that full Destiny sequel is coming in 2017 to broaden the franchise's global reach, which, along with follow-on content plans, sets the stage for growth. That got me thinking, firstly, what do you reckon franchise global reach? I mean, is that the kind of thing we've been looking for? We've been talking about for so long. We want bloody books, we want manga, we want comics, we want graphic novels, we want more Destiny. Do you reckon that's going to be to broaden the franchise global reach, or do you reckon it's just the sequel? Now
that you said that, that's what I think it is. But I was thinking that, because they said that they're going to make it more accessible to casual players, like whatever that means. So that's what I thought it was. But now that you said that, I think that is the case. I hope they'll do like comic books or like novels, anything like a cartoon, a live action TV series, a film, a theme park, a flight into space. Go on, let's go to Mars. Let's kill the Cabal ourselves. Whatever, anything other than the lore in the game, like anything like Halo, like what Halo does. I'm down with. I think that would be good.
I mean, the only thing that gets me a bit worried is you do carry on. There's a little bit of an update where Bungie came out and denied that this is the case, telling Kotaku directly that there is no scenario where Activision or any other partner we work with is awarded Bungie stock. So this contradicts the accounts of 2 sources that they spoke to prior to the publication of the story. It's just, it kind of, I hope it is true, but I also want Destiny 2 to be ready, because another thing that Kotaku did state, which is why Bungie felt they had to come out, is the fact that if Bungie misses this year for Destiny 2, supposedly Activision is awarded a hefty chunk of the independent studio stock. So that's why Bungie came out and said that, and that's wrong. How many games do you reckon have rushed to the market because of that? That's what's wrong with the gaming industry at the moment, I think. I feel it's just, it is bad. But in saying that, I'm pretty sure Activision has already allowed Bungie to delay Destiny 2 for an entire year, because originally it was scheduled for last fall, but it was delayed in January 2016. Therefore, that's why we got the Rise of Iron to kind of push us over. So, do you remember the original leak that came out, and they said it was Destiny 1, and then it was like DLC 1, DLC 2, and then it was going to be and then it was going to be Comet, and I assume Comet's taken King, but they did say that there was going to be a full Destiny sequel in 2016. So I know that was a long time ago, but it is out there, and hopefully they are working on it, and hopefully it's going to be this year. I still reckon September, because that's the way they always push it. So are we looking at kind of a Destiny 2 reveal at E3? Hopefully. So that's got me and Alex thinking, seeing as we are conning you guys out of a top and bottom 3, what we're going to do is something I'm pretty sure we've done before, but we're a different podcast now to what we were 2 weeks ago, say. So what is our top 3 requested change in Destiny 2? So Alex, what's your first?
Well, my requested change is more of an improvement, really, but I want a more meaningful, emotional, impactful story, like something like a story-driven game. Like, I love story-driven games, so I want a reason for me to keep playing other than the loot. So I want to know what happens next. I want to like play the game and can't wait to get back on to see what happens next.
You want to be invested, don't you?
Yeah, I want to be invested in the actual story, because right now, I mean, I've never been invested in Destiny's story ever. The only time in which there was some semblance of story is when you killed Crota and then Oryx came and you had to kill his dad. That was literally like the only kind of story. I mean, I know there was a story, but I mean, let's face it. I mean, what did you care about in Destiny's story? Is there anything that you cared about doing?
There's loads that I wanted to care about, and then there's those I want to know, and hopefully Destiny 2 will answer those questions. But, you do kind of get an emotional attachment to your Guardian, because I've used the Guardian my Titan means the world to me, because I've used him for so much, and I want to see where he gets to next. The only thing that... Okay, this then leads me on to kind of my change, is they really need to do kind of constant updates, but not just constant updates of content. Just got to add
like events.
No, they just got to add new lines. I mean, God knows how many times do you walk past now and it says the crypto goes the defeater of Oryx.
Yeah,
like,
well,
mate, I deleted Oryx. No, but you got to update it with the Rise of Iron. Keep it current. Keep it. I mean, how many times have? Yeah, why didn't he say, how was this? How was the Siva treating you, or or something like that? That's my kind of first request, is they keep the
like the interaction,
social areas. That's the word. They keep the social areas updated with current things. So Warcraft does it the best with all the kind of all the cities. They always have like really good things to say, and you don't really go for the story anyway, but it's still quite good, and I think Destiny should improve on that. And I just think Eris is moved from the side of the tower to under the tower, and she's just got nothing to do now since Oryx has died. And it's like, just maybe not include her, just maybe poke fun of it, going, I've become so redundant since Oryx died, or something like that. I know it's something very minimal, but it'll kind of bring a freshness to a stale game, if that makes sense. It'll bring more life to a game that's meant to be live and breathing. So that's what I would like. So that then leads me on to what's your second point, Alex?
My second point is I want the structure to change. So you've got like your how many are there? There's 4. You've got Earth, Venus, Mars, and Dreadnought. And I suppose you've got 2 on Earth, don't you? So 5, I guess. But you've got your 5 areas, and you select area from the navigation screen, and you go to that area, and you do you do your strikes and you do your things there. I want a different kind of structure. It's kind of got a bit, not boring, but a bit stale. The whole structure of Destiny now. I mean, I remember when we first got it for that first year, it was all we played. It was, in fact, it's probably the only game that I played for the entire year. to the point where I was missing out on other games, like such as Witcher and etc. So I want like a complete overhaul to how we'd play Destiny. I want it to feel like a new game. So that's what I want. I don't know how they would change that. I don't know how they would do that, but I don't want maybe like ship combat and things like that, and a bit more like a Mass Effect kind of thing, where you go inside your ship and you've got like a social space inside your ship. What if we had our own social space for our clan in like our own space station, and it's just us there and in there, and we can do whatever we want. I know that would probably take out the social aspect, but of like being everyone there. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter. It's just it's kind of empty. Even say if the tower's full of 16 people, it's still kind of empty because you're not actually interacting with them except for like dancing or whatever. It just kind of feels like an empty social experiment. So I think if we're all there and it's more fun when like the 6 of us in the tower all bouncing around, jumping around, pushing each other off the edge, jumping, playing with the football or the beach ball, whatever it is, the ball into the universe. And if there was like a space station, this would lead on to my next top 3. So I'll let you go first, but go on.
Okay.
Next, Stephen.
Yeah, my next change is a change to the factions. I would really like the factions to be further explained. I would like factions because there are, there's only 3 factions because they've said that a lot of the other factions, in the faction wars, perished. And I'd love to see that. I'd love to see faction wars. I'd love to see something like a global leaderboard where it's PvP and PvE. So how many things, how many AI has Dead Orbit killed? And it's a global scale. And whoever wins that for that week, say it resets on Tuesday, so the results come in on Tuesday at reset, and whoever's part of that faction gets an XP buff or gets something. And faction wars, it just makes such a difference. And
an extension to that is clan wars, which would be really, really cool. And in fact, going to that, what I said about the space station, what if like everyone had their own space station? And you'd fly and you'd kind of like, in No Man's Sky, when you just finally you see a random space station, you go to it. What if you could go to someone else's space station and you can start like some kind of clan match against your clan against their clan, and you can kit out your space station, you can decorate in different colors, and it makes it really unique. So some kind of faction war, clan wars would be really cool.
That'd be awesome.
My other one was kind of leading on from what I said before in social space. So I want social space to be more meaningful. I want you to be able to like LFG within the app, within the social space rather. I want to be able to talk to people. Like if you could just click on someone, say like start conversation, and they like accept conversation, and you can talk to them. You can be like, hey, do you want to do a nightfall? Hey, do you want to do a raid or whatever? So it's always a bit not annoying, but when someone sends you a friend request from the game or just sends you an invite, and you're like, well, no, like we're doing our own thing, and it's kind of it's less social that way. So I think I can't remember who said it before, but Final Fantasy I think has a thing like that where you have like a like the exotic blueprint thing. You just go to a wall and people have put on like a like a notice board kind of thing, and you can just post what you want to do. Like say I want to do a nightfall, I want to do a raid, and then someone answers, or like you leave like say your ID, or like what Destiny's equivalent would be like your phone number, and then they give you a call basically on the Destiny phone, and you pick up, and if you've already done it, then you just need it's not intuitive, it's not it doesn't flow well to go into a website to LFG. Luckily now we're in a big enough clan that we don't need to LFG. We just we already have like people to play with. But like sometimes join say Iron Banner trials. Like if you want, you can have like tiers as well. Like for trials, you can have people who have reached the lighthouse, people who want to reach the lighthouse, like Sherpas, and to have that in the game would be much better. To have a more social space. Like before, I was saying that the social space is empty because no one's interacting. There's no social aspect at all of this social space. So I want a more social space.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, so I completely agree, by the way, as well. Just before we go on, I 100% agree. I think needs to be expanded because whatever, I do feel like Destiny was a beta, and hopefully they take that and run with it because it is an amazing game, and hopefully we continue with this amazing community, and hopefully the game delivers really. So my last little bit actually led into what Alex was talking about during my second bit.
Okay.
I have never hid the fact that my favorite bit in No Man's Sky is when you finally get on your ship and you fly into space. That is what Destiny 2 needs. You need space combat. Space combat, and you need to fly in and out of the worlds.
Yeah.
I'm sick of looking at my ship flying with nothing going on into Crucible or into that. Crucible's fine, yeah, I understand that. But when you're exploring, they kind of did it a little bit with Taken King. Before you could actually patrol the Dreadnought, you had to place the beacons. Loved it. How about you need to discover where it is? And yeah, they'll give you helpful hints and they'll give you tips on how to find it, but you need to discover it. You need to go onto it. You need to then establish if it's got the right air for you to breathe, and then you place the beacons, and then you scout out the planet. How amazing would that be?
That would be really good. Like as a starting kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I do think they should do something as well. So 100%. When you find a new planet, that's how it should be done. I feel. However, you should still be able to fly a little bit. You should be able to kind of, even if it's just when you're in the loading screen, you can go into your cockpit and you can just move about in that area. You don't go out of like a small tunnel. Just have a look around, and then you can probably move your ship up and down and probably bang into other people's ships that are flying in with you. But it would just make the loading screens better. And I know it's tough, but I'm really hoping that they do that next. I really do. So I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
I
think that's it. I mean, again, I'm putting that out to everyone. What do you guys want for Destiny 2? The fact that we've confirmed that hopefully it is coming this year, touch wood, there's the wood. Yeah. What do you guys want? What do you guys actually
let us know.
Included? Let us know, definitely. So that kind of leads us, a nice little segue again. The segues are flowing today. So a nice little segue into actually our boring admin stuff.
Well, before we go, I just want to put a question to you. Now that we've obviously talked about what things we want, I mean, one of the biggest things that we wanted was private matches, and I just wanted to ask, do you think it is the game changer that we all thought it would be?
No,
it's not.
Purely because it should have been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been an inclusion at the end. It should have been there from the beginning. How about you?
I mean, it's fun. Like, whenever we jump into a private match, it is fun. But it's... I don't know. It doesn't seem... We don't do it enough, I don't think, to actually get the most out of it. I think it is... I was one of those people that, like, when people say, oh, it's too little too late, we've already... Like, Bungie should have done... I was like... I was never salty before about it, but I think now that content is thin and people are kind of dropping off and to play other games, Overwatch and like other games, Titanfall and etc., like Battlefield 1, Call of Duty, everything, I think that private matches was a bit late to the party. In hindsight, it was a bit late to the party. So I think they need to do something more to kind of ramp that up in Destiny 2.
Yeah, I think they need. Yeah, they definitely do, and hopefully we'll see maybe some rules being added and extra rules and extra different kind of. Yeah, just more, please, Bungie.
More please.
So am I okay to do my boring admin stuff? Or you gonna interrupt again, or is it you done?
Go on, yeah, you continue.
You done, right?
Well, there was one more question. No, I'm joking. You knew I was going to do that.
I expected that. Okay, so the best way to contact us is always on our Twitter. We're on there pretty much 24/7. So you go to twitter.com and we're at Fireborn Radio. We do have a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Fireborn Radio, which, despite my hinting at Rafi, still hasn't updated it this year. God damn it, Rafi. You have one job. So yeah, that's the best place to catch us, really. If you want to listen to us, the best place to listen to us is always in iTunes, so itunes.com.co.uk, or the app, and you type in Fireborn Radio. Whilst you're on there, if you can subscribe, give us a rate, give us a review, just let us know what you want us to change, or if you want anything to change or enjoy listening to us, just, let us know. You can also hear us on firebornradio.podbean.com. That's our alternative source to listen to us. We also do have our own Twitter pages. So my Twitter page is at JT6688. Alex, yours is?
Mine is at FBR_Alex.
No talk of pizzas this week. So, we also release on YouTube. So if you go to youtube.com and type in Fireborn Radio, our latest episode is always input up and imported onto that with some content of mostly Alex kind of sucking at being a warlock. yes, I went there. But guys, I just want to say thank you all for listening. Alex, thanks for joining me today. Otherwise, it just would have been me talking to myself for a while.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. But guys, hope you all enjoy the hotfix. I hope you all have a happy Halloween, happy Valentine's Day as well, and we will catch you all next week, where we promise we'll have a full fire team. Take care, Guardians.